Amidst the lush heart of Mauritius plantation fields, a pressing issue plagues our precious fruits and vegetables. This predicament stems from the presence of fruit flies, particularly the notorious melon fly and the troublesome oriental fly. The melon fly, scientifically known as Zoogoticus cucurbitae, primarily targets our vegetables, including bitter gourd, snake gourd, luffa, pumpkin, and various others. While the oriental fruit fly, scientifically referred to as Bactrocera dorsalis, inflicts substantial harm to Mauritian fruits, including guava, peaches, mangoes, pawpaw, and various others. Thanks to the implementation of a surveillance system initiated by the Entomology Division within the Ministry of Agro-Industry and Food Security, we've successfully identified these species and contributed to curtailing their proliferation.
Fruit flies can survive for about 30 to 40 days depending on the external environmental conditions. The sexually mature female flies puncture the fruit and deposit their eggs just beneath the skin. The eggs hatch and develop into larvae, the stage at which they cause the most damage. After completing 3 larval stages, the larvae pop out of the fruit and drop to the ground where they pupate in the soil. After a few days, an adult fly emerges from the pupae. Fruit flies cause considerable damage to fruits and vegetables and impact heavily on the resulting quality, which leads to significant yield reduction. Infested fruits are not marketable and have to be disposed of, causing substantial loss.
The Entomology Division is engaged in a cooperative effort with the local community of planters to devise a solution for combating fruit flies.
So fruit flies, as soon as they land on our vegetables, they start to puncture them. That's their priority. Once the vegetables are infested, they rot, and as a result, we cannot sell them. I grow several types of vegetables such as bottle gourd, squash, watermelon, and snake gourd. All the products and traps we receive from the Entomology Division greatly help us reduce the fly population. Without them, it is impossible for us to fight them and control their numbers. My occupation is producing fruit. I also dealt with a few fruit fly problems. So I turned to the Entomology Division to find a solution. Since then, I have found a clear improvement in the quality of my fruits. Their products are really effective, because by comparing the number of fruits harvested, we sometimes notice a result 2 to 3 times higher depending on the situation. And I highly recommend their products and benefits.
Fortunately, thanks to the dedicated efforts of the Entomology Division team, we have successfully established protocols to tackle the fruit fly issue.
Environmental-friendly techniques are being proposed at the Entomology Division to deal with the fruit fly problem. First of all, we have the bait application technique, which constitutes of application of a protein bait. The bait is actually being produced at the Entomology Division following an established protocol. Secondly, we have the male annihilation technique. The pheromone blocks are prepared at the division and are male-specific, meaning that they aid in reducing the population of male flies. The pheromone blocks are placed systematically in orchards, backyards, and on borders of cucurbit fields. These mat blocks are effective for about 2.5 to 3 months, after which they are replaced. Sanitation is another recommended practice, and if carried out properly, it can reduce fruit fly problem by 50%. We recommend the use of an augmentorium, which is a special cage designed to dispose of infested fruits and vegetables. The cage allows beneficial insects to move out of the netting on top while fruit flies are trapped inside, and this reduces the probability of the flies causing damage in fields. Another technique is the use of biological controls which do not pose any threat to the environment. At the Entomology Division, there has been a rearing and release program of Phoppius arisanus, an egg parasitoid. These normally parasitize eggs of the oriental fruit fly. We are also working on a second parasitoid, namely the Cytalia fletcheri, which is a larval parasitoid that will help control the melon fly population. Bagging is another way of protecting the fruits from fruit fly attacks. The technique involves placing a physical barrier, for example netting, cloth bags, or simply paper bags, thereby preventing the flies from coming into direct contact with the fruits.
The sterile insect technique is a technique where specific target flies are reared in mass under laboratory control conditions. These flies are then irradiated and the sterile flies are released in control areas. The technique reduces the use of pesticide and thus there is no negative impact on human health and on the environment. When the sterile flies mate with the wild females, resulting eggs are infertile and thus there is no offspring. This breaks the fruit fly's cycle as there is no larval development and thus no new flies emerge. It is a type of birth control where lab-reared flies are used to eliminate harmful flies in the environment. Thus, planters will not have to make use of pesticides but still be able to harvest quality crops. In a meticulously organized partnership, the Ministry of Agro-Industry and Food Security, along with the Entomology Division, is collaborating with the backing of the International Atomic Energy Agency and the European Union to persistently address the persistent issue of fruit flies and find a lasting solution. Our dedication paves the way for a secure food system and a safe environment in the Republic of Mauritius.